Today's video is a bit of a mixture of things, part tutorial, part vlog, and just me playing around with some new sewing goodies. I originally recorded this whole thing in real time and it was a bit of a mess to say the least. I still get nervous filming, to be honest. My mind just kind of goes blank as soon as I hit record. I get off track or I lose my thoughts. I forget the name of every object around me. It's a bit of an issue I'm working through, but I refuse to let that stop me, so I decided to just voice over the footage instead. Because even though filming can still be a bit nerve-wracking and cringe, I've been enjoying making these videos way more than I ever expected. It's been a lot of fun just sharing my random little projects, so I figured unboxing and reviewing some sewing things would be cool too. Anyways, I like to try to get right to the point, so with all of that being said, grab a cozy drink and settle in. Let's unbox, sew, and chat. Alright, first up, I picked up a new walking foot, and this one actually comes with a quilt guide attached. I already had a walking foot, but it didn't have a little slot for the guide bar. So instead of just being able to buy the attachment for like $5, I ended up with a whole new foot. That's just life though, right? If you've never used a walking foot before, it's basically a big clunky foot that helps feed fabric through your machine from the top, while the machine's feed dogs push from the bottom. It's super helpful for bulky projects and quilting because it keeps things nice and even and helps your machine push that heavy fabric through. Now let's put this thing on the machine. I'll admit I could not find the little screwdriver tool that came with my machine, so I just used whatever I had lying around to get the old foot off. It worked, so that's all that matters. Once the old foot was off, I lined up the new walking foot. The most important thing here is to make sure the little piece that looks kind of like a crab claw is hooked around the needle bar. Then you just line up the screw, tighten it down, and you're good to go. And then I always like to run a quick test on a scrap piece of fabric just to make sure everything is working the way it should. Now that we've got the foot in place on the machine, I can show you what we're working with in the fabric department. The last time I was at Walmart, I grabbed some fabric that was on sale. I picked up this really soft light purple. I've been really digging purple lately. If you aren't new to the channel, you may have already picked up on that. Then I found this sparkly blue fabric that I think will be perfect for some bowl cozies I'm making for my aunt and uncle. It might be a little girly for him, but I think he'll use them anyway. And I'll be pairing that sparkly blue with a Waverly print that I've used before. I actually have a bowl cozy tutorial on my channel already, but it was one of the first videos I ever made. There's no voiceover on it, and I could have probably gone into more detail on the process. The video still performs pretty well, but I do think I could do better now that I'm more comfortable and have come further in my editing, so I'm thinking about refilming it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see an updated version because I could definitely film the ones I'm making for my aunt. Lastly, I picked up this pinky mauve fabric, maybe more pink than mauve, but I thought it was pretty, so I chunked it in the cart and flew to checkout before I could talk myself out of it. To test the new walking foot and quilt guide, I decided to quilt a side panel for a small storage bin I've been making. I love bins like this for holding random little things, and I want to make some for my daughter's room too. I'm starting with smaller ones for practice because bulky projects still make me nervous, but eventually I'd love to make some bigger bins for her toys and things. If you'd like a tutorial on these, let me know down below. Your feedback really helps me figure out what to film next. Another first for me in this video is basting spray. I've been meaning to pick some up forever, and finally I just grabbed a can while I was at the store. I used it to prep my fabric with some flex foam batting, and here are my quick thoughts. It is super easy to use. You spray, you smooth. You spray, and then you lay the fabric down and you smooth the fabric out. That's it. Simple, easy. I was a little worried it would gum up my needle, but I didn't have any problems with that. I used it sparingly though, so that may have helped. Overall, I definitely think it's worth having on hand, and I wish I would have gotten some sooner. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Quilting with the new guide bar. Normally, I have to draw out every single quilting line. But with this guide, all I had to do was mark the center, which was amazing. After the first line is stitched, you decide how far you want your quilting lines to be apart. I wanted mine to be a half an inch, so I found that seam allowance on my machine and set the quilt guide there. Then I just lined the seam up underneath the quilt bar and sewed my next seam. It worked beautifully, and the lines came out nice and even without all the extra marking. I gotta take an intermission because my husband brought home food and it's kava. I love kava. I really, really love their pita chips. Oh, they're so good. Mm. Sorry, just had to get a bite. So, the bowl I got is, I got black lentils, grilled chicken, avocado, onions, I forgot, pickled onions, and then tomato and cucumber, grilled corn. I think I got, I don't remember the sauce I got. I think it was like the herb tahini. And then there should be like red pepper hummus somewhere. Oh, yep, there we go. Red pepper hummus in here. Oh, I love kava, man. So I like to put my food on, there's like a more seasoned part, so I put my food on top of the part that's like not as seasoned. That way you get all the seasoning on your tongue when you bite. La la la. Oh, give me some avocado. I love avocado. It's so good, man. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I guess I'll finish quilting. I had to stop to eat because I was starving. But I got, hold on, let me back up. I got a lot of it quilted. I really love this thing. It's nice. Like, honestly, it didn't cut out a lot of time because it really didn't take me that long to draw the lines. But hey, when you're sewing, especially when you're quilting like a lot of lines for a lot of pieces, that will add up over time. And I just love it. I'm really digging it. I'm kind of upset at myself a little bit that I waited so long to get a foot with a quilting guide, but I have one now, so I'm gonna go enjoy my food and I will show you guys, and I'll finish this up after, And I'll show you guys like the completed piece and give you any more notes if I have any, but so far I can't think of any really big cons. I just finished quilting the entire first piece and it went well. Would I buy the quilting bar foot again? Absolutely. Will I be using it every time I quilt? That one I'm not sure about. Because while it worked really well with the woven fabric, I don't think that I would use it with a stretch. I just think that it works for woven because woven doesn't really move and it doesn't shift. But with like a stretch fabric, I could see myself having some trouble with it shifting and then not having any guidelines to go by, and I just think that that would not go well for me. But for all of my future woven quilting projects, I will definitely be using this book, and I recommend it to anyone who quilts often. And that's today's cozy sewing adventure. We unboxed and installed a new walking foot, tested out the quilt guide, picked up some new fabric, and finally tried basting spray for the first time. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Until next time, happy sewing.